same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay, I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot.
Hello, I forgot to put my introduction on, and here I am, voila. Oh, I had nothing to do, the girlfriend is still in bed, the kids are gone. I figured why not just go say hi. Hello, Marilyn. Even if you're the only one here, well, we can chat. I didn't know what to do, I didn't want to get up and get some seeds in the ground right now. Patrick's funny. Yeah, I'll do that after my coffee. My leeks, my onions, and my celeries have to go in the soil today. Well, it's not that it has to go today. It's just that I don't have a calendar there. Let me check the calendar. Yeah, next weekend I'm gonna have to be ready because I'm leaving on a work trip. The first 3 days of the March break and the first 3 days of the following week. So whatever I want to do, I have to do it now. Hello, Lewis. Thank you very much for stopping by. You're an early bird. It's not even 8 o'clock there yet. Yes, chives. I have chives. I have a lot of chives, actually. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Show you how many chives I have. Perinola will be in here. Oregano, mint, and more chives. That's all chives. And it's all regular chives. I have a few more tiny little packs of garlic chives in there. Early bird gets the worm. True. I also have more rhubarb from my gardener also that I would love to put in the soil. Those I'm not too worried though. I have a few planted, so yeah. Worm for breakfast. That's probably weird. Let me just put this up there. All right. So is anyone else drinking coffee? There's 5 people watching. Awesome. Yeah, well, it's a perennial and it's something that doesn't require much attention. Those plants that don't require much attention, what I intend to do is plant some here, a little bit all over the property, because I have some spots in the back of the property that it doesn't grow well. So I plan on, putting some compost in specific spots, planting some perennials there. And since there's not much growing around, the weeds is not going to take over as quick. So I'm going to be able to use that part of the property for growing some more stuff. Also, I want to go on my dad's property and plant some more stuff as well, because I have some echinacea, I have some chicory, and a few more flowers. that I know that I can go on my dad's land and plant it there. Um, if it propagates and grows everywhere, well, it's food. Um, Also thinking about maybe planting a bit of mint close to the river, uh, where I don't know if that's okay or not to do. Um, but anyway, it's something that grows around here anyway. It's not like I'm bringing stuff somewhere else. Good morning, Homesteading Hustle. Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, coffee. I didn't really have anything to talk about. I just felt like, why not go live? If I stay here 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. It's been 6 minutes already. I'm just here drinking my coffee, having a little talk. My lips. Not by the river. It's not a good idea. And teach me why not. I know it grows. We have a lot of mint growing wild next to the rivers around here. Yes, nice to have a coffee with friends. And since I didn't feel like going out, I said, why not? So there might be some awkward silence at some point where I'm just in my own bubble, but uh, forgive me. We were fishing last year. We went down a river for the first time in a long time. My fishing partner had multiple heart attacks a while back. Um, I think it was 39 at the time. Way too young, but he made it, and it was a while where he couldn't really do any physical exercise. And when you go down a river fishing, it's it's heavy. It's heavy on the body because you have to bring your your fishing gear, the rod, the boots. I mean, you're probably an extra 50 pounds. Plus, going down the river or up the river, you're fighting the water and the current, and it's uh it's physically demanding. But for the first time last year since his heart attacks, it was able to come, and I ended up smelling the mint, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like we walked on some wild mint because I can smell it, and he didn't know about it, and I'm like, you can make nice tea with that, and just a sec. And just as I thought, we turned around and there it was, wild mint all over the river. Well, I'm not sure if mint is from here. Even if it grows by the river, it's maybe someone who had the great idea to plant it there and it spreads. Don't belong there, hurt the others. Yeah, the other local plants. That's true. The thing is, I found some mint in spots where I doubt someone would have walked there. I'm pretty sure that mint is native to North America. I would have to check, but um, yeah, maybe not by the river, but I can certainly make a patch somewhere. Um, while the rabbits, the hares, will enjoy eating it in the summer. Hey, sir, thank you very much for stopping by. Arjun, Arjun, is it how it's pronounced? Sorry if I massacre your name. Um, yeah, that's my plan anyway for all the wild plants I have. It's just to go on my dad's land and plant a few here and there. Uh, my land's not gonna like this, but I know a guy that Arjun. Okay, awesome. There's a guy I know. He's passed away now, but he not too long before he died, he took some what's the name of this plant? It's a flower that we have here growing everywhere in the wild in the fields. Darren has some on his property. I don't remember the name. Uh, I know the plant. I have a blank right now. But anyway, he bought a pack of seeds, went for a drive in the woods, and threw seeds at a few spots. And the plants started germinating and growing and sprouting and growing, and now they're part of that ecosystem. What's the name? And it's a plant that we have around. Uh, Whatever. I forget the name. But if it's something that grows in the area, I know we have wild mint. There is wild mint. Um, I think the one we have is peppermint, if I'm not mistaken, around here, growing in the wild. No, it's not chamomile. It's a plant that grows tall, and it's like the flower would look um, like a long thingy with like a bunch of small flowers. It's just because I'm trying to think of the name. Um, I didn't like the moves I just made there. It's not Mullen. Keep him coming. No, you'll get there eventually. Um, it's not fireweed. It kind of looks like fireweed, but it's more. They come in all different kind of colors. We have some pink and white ones here, purple ones. I know there are some red ones. It grows in the wild, often on the side of the roads. Uh, Lupine, that's the one. Lupine, yeah. Man, it's just too early in the morning. I need to finish my coffee. But yeah, it took some lupine seeds and went for a drive and threw seeds all over the place in the woods. So now we drive, and I'm friend with his son. So his son told me, yeah, "You see these plants? That's my dad. These one, it's because of my dad." Um, Fireweed, I heard you can do a lot of things. Fireweed jelly or something like that you can do. I guess it's supposed to taste very very good. Never tried. I was supposed to give some seeds to Annie from Back to Basics Homestead. She wanted to have seeds from fireweed. I have some in my Jeep. They've been uh, on top of my console for a little while and haven't moved. So I don't know if they're even still good. They froze and got warm and froze and got warm. I don't know if it would germinate. I think I'm gonna send it to her anyway, or bring it to her when we go for the conference. Um, if not, I'll have to do a better job next year to find some and send her some. There might be someone in my gardener might have some. I don't know. The shoots are supposed to be good too. Okay, I didn't know. I have a few books. Uh, that's another goal I have for this year. It's to. Oh wait, I did something in my screen. Is there's so it's harder for. I flip my camera so that whenever I would raise my right arm, it would show you same thing as I see on my screen, but you see everything the wrong angle. So that's a book I have, Department of the Army. Um, it shows a bunch of things, and it tells you like if eating raw, these plants will cause serious inflammation of the mouth and throat. And that's a plant I don't even think we have here. Maybe we do. Thistle. See, it's showing like an image of the plant, and it's saying caution. Some species are poisonous. So whenever I see that something is poisonous that looks similar, I just let go, and I don't go after it until someone shows me the difference. Um, it was the same for mushrooms. I was afraid to go for mushrooms because you can so easily um, eat the wrong one, and it can be fatal. I have more books here as well. Pectin. Okay. I have some more books. I don't know where they are now. There's another one here. Edible wild plants, mushrooms, fruits, and nuts. Let it go, let it go. Why let it go? Let it go, let it go. And yeah, this is a pretty good book too. There's a lot of mushrooms in there, morels, showing you what to look for, puffballs, chanterelles. Um, there's a description and there's a few recipes. Lion mane, field mushroom, beefsteak mushroom. Yeah. You like the magic mushrooms? I would never try those. Just a personal preference. But I love these little books. They show you not only the edible parts of the plant and mushrooms and so on, but they tell you how to cook it, which is pretty cool. Um, but I took an online, not online class, but there was someone giving a course on Facebook, and I registered, and she was able to show me a few things, some videos that she sent that I didn't even have time to watch yet. So I will obviously learn even more. Heading out for morning errands now. Sorry, I burped. Thank you so much for being here. Have a nice day too. I'm not gonna be here for too long. I just wanted to come and say hi to people and drink my coffee, and I'm blabbering and not drinking. So hopefully this year we'll be able to learn even some more. Um, I'm pretty confident now about the lobsters, mushrooms, and the chanterelles. Those are two mushrooms that I can identify easily. Uh, sheep's feet. We call them pied mouton in French, so sheep's feet. That's another one that I know how to identify, although I've never tried. I don't usually pick them up for myself. I picked a few up when I went, but I give it to my friend. Chanterelle and lobsters are the ones that we want to try. You had those, Marilyn? Do they taste good? They look almost like chanterelles, except instead of having like the weird gills in the on the bottom, it's just a bunch of little what's it called? Like teeth, maybe not teeth, but anyway. There, I'm gonna be showing some stuff about that. Lois, did you register for Shed Wars Against this year? Soft taste. Okay. Chanterelle was the first mushroom I've ever had. Um, I didn't like the texture of mushrooms, I guess. Um, but like anything else, when you find the one that you like and you really like, um, you tend to try more of that kind of stuff. So after the chanterelles, after the lobsters, now I can eat pizza with mushrooms, and I don't mind. You should be on the list. Yeah, little pins. I will show it this summer if I can find some. I found an amazing spot for chanterelle as well that I know nobody else is going. So I have my own spot, and it's not too far from here. It's maybe like I'm gonna say 10 minutes drive, just because it's in the woods. But, it's maybe 10 kilometers away, so not that far. Yeah, there was a lot of chanterelles, and we found them because I saw some lobsters from the side of the road. I saw a huge lobster, and I told my friend, stop it right here. I saw a lobster. I want to go and grab it. So I get there, grab the lobster, and look up, and there was a bunch of mushrooms all over the place. I ended up harvesting about 5 pounds of chanterelles right there, but we were a little bit late in the season. We were actually going for something else. I also found some puff balls. I didn't get a chance to try them, um, but Selge found a puff ball that was about that big, and I guess you can slice them and fry them, and I guess like in a pan like you would cook a steak. I guess it's pretty good. Hello, Patrick. Good morning. Yes, I felt lucky. uh, it started off last year that there was someone I know making t-shirts. She bought like this huge um, machine like Lynn has. Cricut, is that what it's called? Uh, anyway, she's making stuff professionally, and she's the one that made those beer koozies that I brought at the conference. And when I went there to pick up the stuff that she made for me, the koozies and a few stickers and a few T-shirts for the kids, um, we started talking because I saw some mason jars on the counter, and she's like, "Yeah, I do all the stuff myself. I garden and I preserve and I go forage in the summer too." And I'm like, "Really? Like you do all that kind of stuff?" And I didn't know it. Like, you have to do a video with me, and she agreed to do a video. It's just that she's the kind of person that can't stay in one place. Um, she she traveled all around the world. She was um, where did she go? Was it in Italy or Egypt? She was in Europe and Africa. I know she visited a few places on the other continent, and she came back in the middle of the summer. The season was pretty much already done, and she came with me once to try to go and find some mushrooms. We were able to find a few, but not enough to make a video. So she's like, "Well, we'll make a video some other time." And then she left. She went to celebrate for New Year's. She went for a month, I think. Um, I don't know if it's Argentina, Colombia, or somewhere down there. So we ended up not having time to make a video. But turns out that I was at one of my cousin's wedding, my girlfriend's cousin's wedding this in the summer, and there was someone there that I knew, and we started talking, and this came on the subject, and he's like, "I'm watching you on YouTube, and we do that stuff too. We just don't put it on YouTube." And I'm like, "Cool, like, we can be friends." And we ended up, doing the chickens together, foraging together. His girlfriend was able to show me so many things about the mushrooms, so that now I feel more confident. And the course I took, even though I appreciate it very much, I didn't have time to watch all the videos, and I didn't spend time doing what I should have done because I had someone else right there on the spot showing me the stuff. So it was pretty cool. I did learn, and I'm pretty sure if I asked whoever was giving me the course, I still have like a 1 hour um, where I can go for a walk with her, either in person if I go down there in the Moncton area, which is about 3 hours away, or we can do like a FaceTime kind of thing where I go for a walk and show her the stuff I find, and she can tell me what to eat and what not to eat, how to cook it, how not to cook it. Um, so that's pretty cool. Last year I found, what was it? I was deer hunting. I think I have it on one of my video somewhere where I saw something that looked like something else. And I'm like, this looks pretty cool. And she's like, yeah, you can make nice tea with that, and it's actually pretty good. It's one of the most famous thing to forage in New Brunswick. I'm like, oh, cool. I'll have to do that too. I got a few big patch right here. Nice. And do they grow back at the same spot every year? I heard that you can't really remove the roots because you would kill them for the next year. Lark's Homestead is awesome. Thank you very much for being here. Hey, I didn't expect people to be here. I have to search for the tube chanterelle here. Better chance to find them in the bogs around here. Tube chanterelle. We've seen some things. I've seen some things that would look like tube chanterelles, but I thought they were not edible. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, people, shaga. I have some shaga here as well. I still have some upstairs, actually. I just forget to put it in my tea. I should in my coffee. I mean, I should put some shaga in my coffee. That way, you don't have, not that it tastes a lot, but you don't have the taste, and you get the benefits from it. I drink. I like to make chamomile and shaga tea. The chamomile will remove the little bad taste that you can get from shaga. Not that it's bad, like I said, but it's just Cindy Squirrel off grid. Oh, I'm struggling to speak this morning. Cindy Squirrel off grid. Thank you very much for being here. Good morning. They grow back, but you cannot take them all because they're all connected. Okay, that makes sense. Um, I also found a place when I was walking with Jack. We went moose hunting, and I wanted to go and see my dad's spot where he has a block of salt and a camera. And we went for a walk in the woods, and we must have found um, we walked for about 30 minutes, 15 minutes to go to the pond, and another 15 minutes to come back. And I'd like to say that we saw at least 50 different lobster mushrooms. Um, we were just a little bit too late in the season. They were not good at that point. Some of them were just sidelined. Um, but I also learned that my little cousin um, goes there. The thing is, my dad has a trailer next to my uncle's camp, and my cousin's son, that's his grandfather's camp, he goes there a lot, and he built all kind of little tree houses and stuff like that, which is pretty cool to see the kids play outside. He loves it. He goes fishing, and he started reading about foraging mushrooms, but he doesn't trust anything like on his own enough to eat them. And I was talking to him a few months ago. I'm like, hey, I heard you're into mushrooms. He's like, yeah, but I don't pick them up. I just try to identify them because I don't know enough about them. I'm like, I will go and I will show you the lobster mushrooms. And there was one patch of chanterelles on the property as well. On the property in the woods nearby that I can show him. So I will also be showing him the right way to identify them and identify the lobsters. The lobsters, once you see them, you can see them. They're pretty easy to identify. So I will go and show him the right way, and ask him hopefully to show me before he eats anything he's not supposed to. But the thing is, around that camp, they have blueberries, raspberries, fireweeds. There's a brook with a few ponds, trout. There's trout growing in those little streams. Mint, uh, spruce. They could use spruce for spruce tips. There is a lot of maple trees also. Unfortunately, they're starting to cut everything, but that would be a good spot if there was ever something big happening that we need to to get off the streets. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's already up, so it's hard for me to do breakfast. I told her yesterday I wanted to get up yesterday morning because the kids are gone. I wanted to get up in the morning and get her a nice breakfast in bed, but she was up before me. I think she was up around 7. So what I did instead, I cooked supper, had a nice supper. I tried to do something not necessarily fancy, but I tried to be romantic a little bit because I'm that kind of person. When I love someone, I do anything. I do all the crazy things that you can't explain. Okay, that's enough for this morning. So yeah, I cooked supper. I did the dishes, ladies. Don't worry, I did the whole thing. We had supper together on the same table. Um, we had a little dance after. We danced on a slow song, just a kind of cute thing. Chanterelles are yummy. Yeah, that was the first mushroom I actually liked, and it kind of opened my taste to more different kind of mushrooms after. There are mushrooms that are easy, but wouldn't trust myself with the white ones. So many and most are deadly. Yeah, I go for the ones that I am 100% sure. And for now, these are the sheep's feet, chanterelles, and lobsters. Um, I'm pretty sure I'd be good with the puffballs because of the texture they have and the whitey flesh inside. But I would never encourage someone to eat something they're not sure of. It takes years of learning before I ate anything about a year in. I've been learning over 10 years now. Yeah, good morning, Wild Edibles. I didn't get a chance to say good morning, but you're right. I kind of felt the same way. Um, there's some things that from the start, from when you're a kid. Um, like hazelnuts, long beak hazelnuts. We have them around here. You can't mistake them for anything else. When they grow, they grow. You know what it is. Um, Raspberries, pretty much the same thing. If you see something that looks like a raspberry, the only other thing it can be would be uh, there's something else that looks like wild berries that grow on the ground. Um, Anyways, just because I'm trying to think, but I picked some up in on Sarah's property last fall. They look just like raspberries, but they grow on the ground. It's like an hybrid of strawberries and raspberries, actually, but they're both edible. Um, we have some blueberries around here. There are some lookalikes for blueberries. I wouldn't trust like a young kid go outside in the forest and tell him to go eat blueberries. Um, but there are some things that uh, are easy to differentiate. Catrinette could be. Um, Trying to think. I'm sure if I put raspberries, or I'm sure Chris would know. Chris or Steph. Hello, Hickory Croft. We're trying to find what's the name of the fruit that grows on the ground, kind of like strawberries, but they look like raspberries. Raspberry. Look like. Is there anything here? So we don't have blackberries around here. Uh, it doesn't want to tell me. Anyways, It's just because I'm trying to find. Whenever I have something that I'm trying to say, it just doesn't want to come up in my brain. It's too early in the morning. But anyway, um, these are the kind that we can't really mistake for anything else. But the blueberries, there is a look-alike. But the look-alike for blueberry grows like maybe 3 or 4 on one plant. As for a blueberry, it would go as a bush and a bunch of blueberries on every branch, kind of. Um, and uh, when we went harvest blueberries as kids, our parents would bring us where they know it would be safe. But we've been. He says, "Give him a second to think." uh, it's just because I'm trying to think that I just can't get it in my head. I harvested some on Sarah's property last year. The plant itself kind of looks like strawberry. It's a little white flower. It comes up, um, and then when it grows, it looks like a raspberry. I know Chris knows the name as well. He's probably just like me because it's in the morning. We're trying to figure it out. I have a video on it, and I'm pretty sure that it was tagged. So if I went on my video list, I'm sure I could find it. It's bugging me when I try to find something and I can't. Can't, creeping raspberry. No, that's not it. Smoke coming out of my ears. I will find it, and I am close. I am close. Because I have a video on it. Arabic counts. No, that was not. No, not this one. Dwarf raspberry. No, that's not it. Long beak foraging. No, it was before that. Wild blueberries here. Fishing downstream. Blueberries. Okay, so it's wild berries that I picked. Dewberries. That's the one. Dewberries. Like this. And they really, really, really look like raspberries. And they're actually pretty good too. I don't know if I could show you. Huh. Give me a second. I will try to find it. Randall, right? A lot of people talking. Okay, BB Kern's all in Homestead. Thank you very much for being here. So yeah, it's Dewberry is the name of the one I'm talking about. Dewberries. It's not that one though. I thought. Well, now I'm not so sure. I have my coffee drink. That's all right, Jotham. Thank you very much for stopping by. I won't be on for too long. I keep saying that, but I keep staying longer. Let's see if I can find a nice picture to show you exactly what I have here. So there are some black dewberries and okay. These are not the ones we have here for sure. Dewberries in New Brunswick. It's hard to think of names when you're on the spot. Yeah. All right, Marilyn. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great day. No. Dewberries, flower. Let's see. Yes, okay. Let me share my screen. Share and yeah. So this one here is a great example of what we have. Um, you see the plant. It kind of looks the same thing as strawberry. The flower looks very, very similar, but the fruit, like it really grows on the ground. We don't have big patches like that here. Um, it doesn't really look like this one, but it would look more like this. These are the black ones. Red blueberry. This year, this is precisely what we have. So I'm guessing they're showing the growing process, but it looks like that on the side of the road. Okay, coffee cup is as big as yours. Awesome. Told my key to type do, and he put blue. God, it's part of the Rubis family. Yep. They trail and red look like. Yep. They're a little bit smaller, and when you remove them, like raspberries, you remove it, you still have like a big chunk of the raspberry kind of. But the dewberry, it's more like you remove it, it's like it's kind of a little bit more empty on the inside, I find. Let's see what pictures are showing me. There's no arrows here. I want to see the next picture here. So it's explaining how it's growing. It's pretty cool. But we see that on self property a lot. People are talking. So Magdalene has to go. People are talking. Yeah, it's a relative of raspberry, and it's pretty good. We have a lot of them here, and it's not something that I'd be afraid to send the kids to harvest, because if it looks like a raspberry, it would look like this, and they're both edible. Yeah, they are very tasty. I have some. I think it's still in my freezer. Um, I was thinking about making jam, maybe like a raspberry, dewberry jam, kind of. Tillman Family Farm, thank you very much for stopping by. Time to Shine Homestead, thank you very much for being here. Can't stay too long, no problem. I didn't expect to stay long. It's just that whenever I start talking, I just can't seem to shut up. Let's see if we can see the actual fruits. So this is what it looks like. I was able to transplant some in my yard. They are growing better than the wild ones. I hope I can spread them around. Awesome. I hope so too. Yes, fantastic. It's pretty cool. Let's just see. Might as well see the last few pictures. So yeah, um, and at that point they're delicious. I didn't even know. You have the actual scientific name there. I didn't even know those were edible until last year, because I was getting into foraging, and I was trying to find all the different kind of fruits we had here, and it said something about this plant. I'm like, okay, we have those here. They look like raspberries. And then I was talking to Sal. I'm like, you have those fruits here. They're actually edible. He's like, oh yeah, yeah. Um, I think I also found some wild cranberries last year. Those are tricky though, because there's a lookalike that's very, very poisonous. And I was told that if the leaves smell like mint, if it has a minty smell, that it should be the right one. But when she got to the word but, I figured it's better not to eat it. I was thinking about that. It would be nice cover for ground. Yeah, and It's a very delicious fruit. So let me stop this. Stop screen sharing. I will close this now. Um, so yeah, this is all the stuff that I will try to forage, and I'm glad that Robert and John talked about expanding the brackets of Shed Wars a little bit. It's not going to be just about gardening this year. It's going to be about bringing food in, mostly, which includes the five major um, categories I had: gardening, farming, foraging, hunting, and fishing. Um, I kind of feel like hunting and farming end up being they're not the same, but I feel like they give the same results at the end of the year, where you will get chicken and beef and pig. If you hunt, you can get moose, deer, wild boar. Maybe not here in New Brunswick, but in the States, you get the wild boars. You can get grouse, turkeys, wild turkeys. Some places, you get meat at the end of the year. Um, Fish is something that it's hard to grow on your land. I know Chris would love that to have a fish pond with some fish. Um, I think you should look up the rainbow trout, Chris, because um, I know you said in the pond that you don't think it would work, but I don't think that the rainbow trout require that much attention and that much oxygen. They're very strong fish that can live pretty much everywhere. Of course, you don't want to have them somewhere where there are other fish because it will simply eat them. But you could have some rainbow trout somewhere, and they would grow like crazy. They're very, very easy. Um, and then there's foraging. Foraging and gardening are kind of like, I like to say, similar, because I had a few things in my category of foraging that came back in my category of gardening. We have strawberries growing in the garden. We have strawberries growing in the wild. We have apples growing here on the property. We have apples growing in the wild. Uh, we have blueberries here on the property. Not as much as I would like, and I find them very hard to grow because you need very acidic soil. And you have some growing in the wild. We have raspberries here. We have raspberries in the wild. There are some that are both places. Um, I was able to harvest chicory in the wild and a few more plants. Um, Most marshes that are in the end of lakes have cranberries. Awesome. That'd be good to know. We have cranberries here, but they are hard to find out because they were growing with blueberries. And that's the thing. The ones I found that I thought for sure were cranberries were growing at the exact same spot of blueberries. We had a big, big, I don't know if it was an old forest fire back there in the days. And I don't know, now they cut a lot of wood. So it's a big, huge cutting, and all over the cutting is full of blueberries. And for every blueberry bush you have like in the middle, like one small cranberry plant. I say cranberry because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I would need more pictures to get it identified. You would like to go pick some. So they're making a date to go pick up some cranberries. That's awesome. Go ahead and make a video on it. That will be awesome to see for Shed Wars. And you two are, part of Shed Wars as well. Rainbow trout like cold water in a lake, different depth, have different species. If you want trout, you have to go to the bottom. Um, you might be right. I'm not an expert in that kind of stuff, but all I know is we have someone not too far from here that has a little pond. and I don't think the pond is more than 3 feet deep. And he has rainbow trout in there, and they're doing pretty great. And I don't think that this is connected to any river around because we're not allowed to. I know that there's a little bit of water flowing out, but he has to have like a lot of fences around to make sure that if the water ever comes up, that they can't get out. Chris says our pond is just too warm for the trout. They have a little upper temperature tolerance, and our pond gets real hot in the summer. Maybe it would just be a matter of making deeper, make it deeper. But I don't know if you would need to put. I know you can. That's another thing. Someone that had like a garage or something like that, or an old pool, could take a pool, put the just something to get the water moving, and you could have rainbow trout in there. You could actually raise them inside. Um, Plowman's Backyard made a video maybe 2 weeks ago where she went over to visit um, the store, Bass Pro Shop. In the store, they have a big, huge pond, fish tank, and they grow striped bass and rainbow trout. I think now they have striped bass in there, but back in the days when I went there, it was rainbow trout. So you could raise those inside. I don't know how good the fish would taste, but you could do it. Brown trout are most tolerate probably. Um, it would be around blueberry time, closer to late summer. Awesome. Up here, if there's no black flies, blueberries don't grow well. Oh, really? But we do have a lot of black flies here, so that shouldn't be an issue. Uh, I know I have wintergreen berries on video, but not cranberries. And those are edible as well. See, I know. I know that if everyone started foraging tomorrow morning instead of going to the grocery store, I know we would probably dry out the resources in no time. But it hurts me to know that so many people are starving in the world, and there's so many different things in the wild that you could grow. Um, One of the things I don't understand is why do people plant trees? You know, they could just plant apple trees. Not just that, but I'm like you need to have a diversified environment. But like in my village here, they could go and plant a few apple trees here and there on the side of the roads, um, where the land belongs to them, and if they get 20 apples out of it, it's 20 apples you don't have to pay for. Make a basket and give it to someone in need. I just so don't understand that. In the cities, they'll go and plant like a birch tree or, uh, like one of those trees that don't do anything good other than being a tree in the middle of the city. Just plant an apple tree, plant a plum tree, plant something that people can pass by and harvest the fruit and eat it. I just don't get it. Winter berries you can eat, but not a pie full. Too much wintergreen oil in them. A small handful. Sorry, it's fine like wintergreen winterberry. Okay. Yeah, I like to think that this would help a little bit, especially the people more in need. Um, I know here, um, the community garden, they have a few aisles where like they end up at the end of the when they start the season, they have a few extra aisles that people don't claim. So they'll plant like beans and carrots and cucumbers and stuff like that that they know will produce plenty. And at the end of the year, when they harvest everything, they just take everything and bring it to school for. They make soup and they give it to the kids that can't eat. At least it goes to good use, because we all know that some kids go to school and they don't have money to buy food and they don't have lunchbox, and it breaks my heart, really. Most people would starve while being surrounded by food. Yeah, and it's crazy. Jessica, that I had on one of my live stream a while back, not a year ago, but a few months ago, she said that some people she knows eat about 75% of their diet comes from foraging. 75%. That's a lot. I like to think that I did pretty well with my garden, my harvesting last year. Um, but it's maybe 50% of what we eat if we don't count. Like, of course, you don't really need the snacks. You could survive on breakfast, lunch, and supper, and you could probably survive on 2 meals a day. Um, so I'm counting 50% of the requirements that I eat in a day come from what I harvested last year, which is huge. So can you imagine 75% from foraging? That's wow. They probably go for all the berries out there. They probably go for all the mushrooms out there. Um, they probably take the birch sap, maple sap. They make their own syrup, um, their own sugar. They're probably eating a lot of plants that we don't know about. Um, I know cattails are supposed to be pretty good. There's also wild rice. Around here, we know that there are place growing wild rice, and I've seen a video where there's two guys. One of them is driving the boat, and the other one just has like two sticks, like two broken hockey sticks, for example. Takes the wild rice, one tap. Takes the one like pot of rice, one tap, and the rice falls in the boat. And then you just take that, put it in a bag, and you have wild rice. Something you could give to the chickens. You could eat it. It's free. It's out there. You can find wintergreen berry now around under the pine spruce trees. Yeah, like any kind of fruit trees, really. Plum, cherries, apples, pear trees. Yeah. And I know there's a place on my dad's property. Um, we go there to hunt grouse because grouse love apple trees. And there's always like big, um, uh, a big amount of bear poops all over the place. So we know there's a lot of bears. But the apples, some of them are not looking great. I have to admit, I'm not sure I would eat them because it's probably, uh, if it's all overgrown around and you don't take care of the trees, they won't produce nice apples. The trees won't produce nice apples. But it's just a matter of going there, trimming the tree a little bit, cleaning around, make it so we can walk there easily and see far enough that a bear wouldn't attack us, and we would have apples for life. Not for life because there's only so much apples you can harvest in a season, but you know what I mean? Like, we would have apples every season for, like, there's maybe a good 10, 15 apple trees back there. And I harvested a few, and they're actually pretty good. Like, they're big apples. Walk up the hill, Wild on Eagle Lake Road right now. There's wintergreen berries. Cool. I clean up under unwanted apple trees in town, or they would be wasted thrown around. And worst comes to worst, take those rotten apples, give it to the chickens. That's another way to feed your animals. Um, they're gonna peck at it. They're gonna eat it. If there's worms in them, they're gonna eat the worms. Um, if you give them like a full bag of rotten apples and they eat it all, you might save. If you save a quarter of a bag of feed. That's a quarter of a bag of feed you're saving. Cleaning up under one. Okay, I read this one already. Whole Ways Gardening and Prepping. Thank you very much for being here. Good morning. Awesome. Thank you very much for stopping by. I still have dried chanterelles and black trumpet mushrooms to make mushroom soup. Selch told me what he does is he'll dehydrate the chanterelles and he puts them in mason jars. And then whenever he makes soup or like a chicken broth or something like that, he'll put some and just crumble them in the soup. And apparently it gives it a very good taste and it has nice property as well. Most people have no clue how to forage or survive as long as there is a McDonald's nearby. Yeah, true, and it's too bad, really. Because I mean, like I just said, there's so many things to forage in the forest. You just drive around. Just from here to Sel's property, it's 4 minutes drive. We saw some wild strawberries, uh, dewberries, raspberries, and wild apples. Sorry. So there is a lot of food out there. Growing on Vancouver Island, another Canadian I found not too long ago. Thank you very much for stopping by. Just so you know, in case if you saw a few of my videos and you didn't notice, I'm a French person from northern New Brunswick. So sometimes I may struggle a little bit with my speaking. English is my second language. I think I'm not so bad. I think people can understand me, but sometimes I'll repeat the word but and so it is what it is, I guess. Cattails put them out. It's like celery almost long, white peas, 7 to 8 inches long, boil or eat raw. Um, do you eat the whole plant? From what I could see, you could eat the roots. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. They took the whole plant out. They take the roots, and you end up with maybe that long, the size of a pen, maybe. And you can use those and make. It would kind of feel like pasta, I guess. The way they cooked it, it was like pasta. Oh yeah, McDonald, we're saved. You have to be carefully harvesting wild rice. It can be over harvested pretty easily. Yeah, but I don't think anyone around here is harvesting it. And the thing is, I don't even know if we could make it with a boat right now. Um, there was a human-made dam not too long ago, like maybe 6 7 years ago, and since they shut it down, they removed it. Water's been down uh, at least a good 3 to 4 feet for a few kilometers, and even in my parents' place, which is about maybe 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers from the dam, um, the river like it's not the same as it used to be. The fish is gone. Like you'll catch a few trouts here and there, but we used to be able to go out and choose which fish we wanted to keep. I think we're allowed 6 per day or 5 per day. I remember back in the days there was a limit of like 25, 30 maybe, and you could go and fish 30 fish in no time, just in one pool. Now you can make all the different pools, and you're lucky if you get 2 3 fish. And where I was going with that is before they removed the dam, there was a lot of wild rice growing that you could just go with a boat and do that stuff. But now I'm guessing you might have to go with rubber boots. I don't think the boat could go everywhere. Time to shine is leaving. Thank you very much for stopping by Hickory Croft Farm as well. I will stop it there. I just want to get to the bottom of the chat here, and I will say goodbye. It's been an hour. It's been wow, went by so fast. They can't even cook any raw forage grown food that needs cooking. Yeah, that's true. Our blossoms froze not last spring. The one before we had no apples in town. I missed them. Yeah, the pigs will love that too. True. I did find saddleback mushroom at McDonald's once. It was the only option in the bowl. Um, you do great with me, but now you need to say something in French. What do you want me to say? Qu'est-ce que tu veux que je dise? Je pourrais parler en français pour toute la journée, c'est un peu plus facile pour moi, mais je suis pas certain que tout le monde me comprendrait. I just said that I could speak pretty much all day in French. It'd be a lot easier for me. I don't think nobody would really understand me. It's just the fact that I have to take like an extra fraction of a second to think about what I want to say and say, okay, now you have to say it in English. It's coming, switch in English and say it. But I guess it's not that bad. I get used to it. The more I speak, the more I get used to it. All the white part on cattails, I believe. I will have to check it out. Whole Ways Gardening and Prepping, thank you very much for being here. Especially if a certain person can. Awesome. Just the bottom I eat, bro, up from the roots. Okay. So the little white part, you need to plant more wild rice. Okay, people are saying goodbye. Wow, now we're already, I haven't even finished my coffee. Yeah, mine is getting cold. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you everyone for being here. I don't understand you, but you speak it very well. Thank you. All right. Good morning. Good rest of the day. Enjoy. I know everyone's got chores to do. I have to go plant some seeds. The kids are not here. We're gonna go and have to pick them up at some point today, and I'll go get ready to get that going. Probably go have a little breakfast too. I'm kind of getting hungry. All right. We'll put my music just before I leave.
A lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still no